Hey everybody. I wanted to take a few minutes to go over something that has been asked by fans and people, friends and acquaintances and people on Facebook, people on my YouTube channel, and that is, how am I doing? With the whole MS thing and the benzodiazepine taper. Um, Most people know about this. How is the queue building going? Um, how's the family life going? And things like that. Competition. How am I playing? And I wanted to take. Typically, I don't reveal this type of information. I'm a very personal type person. I try to keep those things to myself. And you'll have to excuse me. I am smoking a cigarette. I mean, it's midnight, so I smoke. So just get over it. But to address those questions, I wanted to take the time to finally come out and let those interested know uh, exactly how I'm doing. I spend my days, whether it be with the family or in the public's eye or a client, and I wear the mask. I put on that mask. Everything is okay. Everything's great. I'm doing all right. I have good days and bad days, that kind of thing. And I'm always wearing that smile, most of the time. But the truth of the matter is, when I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, to me, initially, and I don't think this way any longer, but initially, I'm 50 years old now. So, when I was 48 and I got diagnosed with it, eh, that on that day, and that's the day I died. It really is. Uh, at least the person that I used to be, and I have fought every day, every minute that I'm not working, every minute that I'm not with my family, or I'm not in a competition, or building a queue, or promoting the YouTube channel, creating content for that. Uh, every other waking hour, I invest my time into trying to figure this problem out. I'm the kind of person that has to have the answers. You know, um, I can't just go off of what doctors say. Um, I don't really believe very much of what Western medicine has to offer. But yeah, I feel that at the end of the day, yeah, you have to captain your own ship. You have to be in control of yourself, and only you knows you. Yeah, there are millions of people in the world um, that suffer from MS, multiple sclerosis, but each case is individual to itself. Um, they all have their own series of symptoms, and they all leave behind their own deficits. Some people are in wheelchairs, some people have trouble walking, some people have trouble talking, some people have trouble swallowing and breathing. And then you have your vision issues. Well, and a lot of people don't really even know what multiple sclerosis is. Um, I should probably hit on that. MS is a autoimmune disease that attacks your brain and spinal cord. Now, it's not doing anything wrong. Um, it all comes down to the root of it being the EBV virus, um, basically mono. And 95% of the world has that in their system, the kissing disease. Well, once you get that in your system, and most of us already have it, then your immune system spends the majority of its time trying to keep that little virus at bay. And what happens is, whenever your immune system sends out a little group of helpers, warriors, to kill off the EBV virus that's affecting you at the moment, it sometimes mistakes your brain and spinal cord tissue to be that virus. So therefore, it attacks it as well, because the two look identical. And uh, that does cause brain and spinal cord lesions. And what those lesions are a result of the immune system trying to do what it thinks is its job. But in return, or in reality, what's really happening is the immune system is eating away at your brain and at your spinal cord. And every time you have a relapse, that means a new or more or larger lesion, either in your brain or in your spinal cord. And it slows down the communication pathways, whether it be from your brain to, say, your hands, or from your brain to your legs, or your brain to your lungs, or your brain to any part of your body. And basically, what's happening is it is attacking that particular cell or nerve, um, or nerve runway, and then your body heals from it, but behind is left with scar tissue, hence the word sclerosis. And that scar tissue is blocking the nice, steady flow of communication. And a good example of that would be your brain says, okay, lift your leg. And then that gets sent instantaneously from your brain down your spinal cord into the nerve, down to your leg, and it's okay, lift my leg. And then you lift your leg. Well, once that lesion or scar tissue is in the place now of that certain part, the communication still happens, but it's a lot slower than it used to be. So therefore, you may have difficulty raising your leg, or um, clenching your hands, or you may lose strength. You may have balance issues and things like that. So anyway, those are the things that I deal with. I do have a weak right leg, and my hands are tingly and borderline numb 24/7, and have been for the past 2+ years. Now, most days, over time, I have learned to kind of just get used to it, and move on. And again, I put on that happy face. But the at night, when you're lying in bed and the whole world is gone to sleep and is leaving you alone, the phone stopped ringing, and the wife is asleep, and the kid is in bed. That's when the demons come. That's when you have time to think about everything. And no, I'm not doing I'm not doing that well. I put on the act like I am, but ultimately I'm not doing well at all. I do have good days, and I do have bad days, and most of the time, I try to just simply accept it for what it is and just say, okay, well, this is it. This is what I got, and this is what I have to deal with, and I just have to move on and do the best that I can in whatever capacity that may be. Now, that affects me and everything that I do in everyday life. Um, yeah, I am a different person, and I know this, and I know that my wife knows this, even though she has been my rock throughout the whole thing, and still remains to be. She really gets the blunt of it, you know. If and when I have the bad day, she's the one that hears about it. She's the one that has to deal with it, and you know, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Now, this isn't about having a pity party for me. Boo hoo, no. Um, I just want the world to know what this thing can do to you and how it's affecting me personally. Um, I do things slower than I used to do. Fortunately, I've always been a very fast paced person, so I think I'm about average now. But to me, it's slow. Um, it leaves behind certain deficits, you know, such as my gait, gait being GAIT, how how you walk, you know. Um, Sometimes I can be, and this is a good example. Sometimes I can be in my mind headed towards the bathroom at home, but in reality, this stupid right leg is headed toward the kitchen, you know, and I have to I laugh it off, but because well, you have to. You can't let it consume you because if you do, there's no sense being here. But anyway, uh, to move on from that, how does it affect my competition playing pool? Well, I never know when I go play in a tournament or if I'm going to hit a money game. I never know which me I am bringing to the table, and I can go one night and I can play lights out, you know, put three, four, 5 packs together, and then I can go the very next day and I couldn't pick up a rock and throw it and hit water if I was standing in front of the ocean. You know, I mean, from one night of just you can't miss to the very next day couldn't hit the left side of a barn, and well, that has a lot to do with this MS thing, but yeah, there's also the other thing that I deal with, which is the Xanax taper, the benzodiazepine taper. Uh, 26 years ago, I got diagnosed with panic disorder, and the doctor put me on Xanax, and yeah, that solved the problem, but it got to the point that it didn't work anymore. So I had to make a choice. Either I have to take more of it or I got to taper off of it. And I chose to taper off of it. And I have been tapering now for about a year and a half. And it's almost complete. But strangely enough, the side effects from the withdrawals are identical to the side effects of having multiple sclerosis. I mean, to a T. Every side effect from multiple sclerosis coincides with every side effect from benzodiazepine withdrawal and vice versa. So I'm kind of getting hit with a double whammy, I guess you'd say. And I don't really know which one is causing the symptom at the time because I deal with two different little demons there. Now, again, most of the time I wear that mask and I'm good to go. But at the end of the day, deep down, No. I'm a damn basket case. And I think that the only thing that really helps me is when I am producing cues, you know, uh, that creative aspect. Getting so dialed into something, is so focused on something that you don't have time to think about anything else. And I'm just thankful that I have been doing this for a living for 30 years, and that it is my primary income. It is my job. It is my life. Um, Pool is my life. Ever since I was 6 years old, you know, I began playing when I was 6. I began competition when I was 14. I did the pro tour thing up until 95, and then I began building cues. And then I stopped that when I began building cues, and to focus on that. And, you know, billiards, pool, in one way or another, has been my life from the time I can remember. Like I said, 6 years old. You know, I eat it, sleep it, I drink it, breathe it, and dream about it. And it's very passion based, and I do let that passion transfer into my cues as well. Um, I don't really know where this little train is going to lead me. I don't know what's on the other end of the rainbow with this disease that I have. Um, but I don't really want to know. I am taking a very holistic approach to this, focusing on anti inflammatory foods and diet and exercise and stuff like that. I do not take any kind of disease modifying therapy because that has its own list of issues and deficits. So I refuse to do that. Um, it's all I can do to keep it together. It really is. But to answer the question that so many people ask me on a private one-on-one basis, the truth is, yeah, I tell you that I'm fine, but really I'm horrible. I'm a basket case. I'm messed up. I don't know what the hell I'm doing from one minute to another, as far as how I feel, and I don't know how to take it. Um, the only thing that I can focus on now are two things. Well, three things technically, and that is my family, my immediate family, my wife and boy, um, producing cues, and playing pool. Those are the only three things that I focus on, and really have been for many years. And I do feel that producing cues and using that creative part of my mind is helping me, helping my cognitive ability and the neuroplasticity. And I feel that playing is helping me with my coordination and giving my leg the exercise that it needs, functional exercise that it needs. But nonetheless, I don't know. I don't have the answer to where it's going to be next year or 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Um, but I can't really worry about that. I have to worry about the now, and I do the best that I can to think of it as positively as I can, and just move forward from day to day. But I do know, and I can tell that it has changed me. I am a lot more serious. I get aggravated a lot easier, and I can't help it. Sometimes I can be in a pool room, for example, and I can hear people not really talking to me directly, but I can hear people, "Oh, I can't play tonight because my head hurts." And I'm sitting back there thinking, take a damn aspirin, get the hell up, you know. Boo hoo, your head hurts. I wish that was my problem, you know, but they just don't know. Yeah, but it does tickle me to hear people say stuff like that. Um, with what I go through every day, and I still manage to get up, get dressed, do what I need to do, and try to have a life. Yeah, it would be easy to just say, screw it. Yeah, this is it. This is what I got. I'm just going to lay over and take it. I'm just not built that way. I do break down, and sometimes I feel like this, fuck it, this is it. But I get up every day, I get dressed, I go do what I have to do, and I put on that mask, and I play that game and that act, and take care of what I have to take care of. But again, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Man, like I said, this isn't about a pity party. Hell, it is what it is. I got what I have. Nothing I can do about that. But I try my best to make the best of it. And I truly do feel that producing these cues and running this company, um, and producing videos, how-to videos for the YouTube channel and competition when I can, is really what's keeping me going. Yeah, I truly feel that, and especially my wife Kim and, and my little buddy Nathan. That's at the end of the day, that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm still here. He's 8 years old, and I have got to make it until he graduates and goes to college. And I know he's going to be okay. That's what matters most to me. So those are my driving forces. You guys, I can't leave you guys out. My fans and my followers, and you guys give me a lot of inspiration as well, which is why sometimes you see me on Facebook asking for opinions and feedback and that kind of thing. I like to hear the appreciation, and that fuels my fire, like it does anybody in the world. But me more than most, because of what I deal with, and well, I need that. Some people don't, but I do, and I do have an ego, and it needs to be fed. But that is something that I think everybody has to a certain degree. But at any rate, I've talked about this long enough now. It's been like 25 minutes, and I'm sure that you're bored and tired of hearing about it. But for those that wanted to know the other side of Chris Walker, and the whole behind the scenes, how do you really feel? What are you really going through? Well, that's really still just the tip of the iceberg. But I don't think I can sit here and torture you guys long enough to make you, or want you to sit there and go through it all, because I don't think there's enough damn time in a day to cover every aspect of it. But and I won't be addressing this again. But I did want to take the time to let you guys know what I deal with, mentally, daily, and hopefully that will shed a little bit of light on, or rather, not shed a light, but to answer some of the questions that I've been asked. But at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, because it is like 12:30, and I still have a lot of work to do, and I don't feel all that great. I did go out and play tonight. I shot pretty well. Nowhere where I should be, or have been, or usually am, but I played okay. But now I'm going to try to get some rest, because my legs are tired, and I'm fatigued. I'm going to get up in the morning. Tomorrow's Sunday, and I'm going to enjoy my day with Kim and Nathan and prepare for Monday morning, getting back in the shop and going with it. If you guys would, leave me a comment, you know, like it, share it. If you haven't subscribed, if this is on YouTube, please do subscribe. Um, if this is on Facebook, give me a like, give me a comment. I'd like to see who really takes the time to listen to this stuff. And I look forward to producing the next how-to video. I look forward to my next competition, which is the Battle of the Bull, at the end of this month up in Roanoke, Virginia. And I really look forward to producing the next cue for you guys. And I'm curious to see what I come up with. Either way, thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. It's not related to the pool world, but it is directly related to me. And I think that it covers all of the questions that I've been asked, especially here recently. So again, thank you very much for listening to it, and leave me a comment, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.